Hello YouTube and welcome to another First Impressions video. Today we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes in Now, I don't know if it's because it has 2 very different translations of a title, being Something in the Rain or Pretty Noona Who Buys Me Food, but this show is so hard to find online, especially a subtitled form. So if you know what's going on there, like, let me know, because I... Now, this show is about a woman, I believe she's 35, and she's a career woman. She works at a very large coffee chain, and she's the person that goes into the individual stores and makes sure that they're following the corporate codes, and really starts to pick up as she goes through this really messy breakup, and then runs into her best friend's younger brother who just came back from time overseas. And so in these first 3 episodes, you see her and the best friend's brother reconnecting and, spending lots of time together, catching up, and then the kind of seeds of romantic attraction beginning to, take shape and be planted. And with that, our leads have really great chemistry together. I believed instantly that they had grown up together. This is her best friend's brother. They've been best friends for a really long time, so it goes to follow that she'd also have known this boy, like this best friend's brother, for a long time as well. So I believed that they had history. However, that sense of familiarity is kind of a double-edged sword, because me as the viewer, being selfish, I would really love to get flashbacks, but because I don't think that there's really a narrative purpose for flashbacks of them, say, in their teens, I think if I got my wish, it would just come off as really self-indulgent. So I don't think that you're going to see their history, as this is one of those really rare K-dramas that seems to be about a relationship after it's been formed. I don't think we're going to see any of that, or at least a lot of melodrama before the relationship actually starts, which is going to be, I hope, extremely refreshing, because I always find that, K-dramas seem to end so quickly after the relationship gets going, and I'm like, I really wanted to see, them together. I also think that Something in the Rain is heading towards a very interesting social discussion, one that I was sorely missing from Witch's Love, in that, I think this show is going to really explore the challenges that come with dating someone that's got a significant age gap, distance. He is a younger guy, and as far as I can tell, the desired dynamic in Korea is that of an oppa relationship where the guy is older, and this is that of a noona relationship, and I love it! I don't believe the show mentioned our male lead's age, but if I had to guess, I'm going to say he's around 27, which gives their relationship about 8 years difference between them. So let's talk more about the actual characters. Now, the leads I found to be very interesting because you don't know much about them separately. So far, you just know that they both work and they both are good at their jobs, but you don't get a good sense of their personalities when they're not together. And I actually think that that was intentional, because when they are together, the chemistry is so great and they become such happy, lively people. They feed off of each other. So I think that that was the point. I think it's trying to show that, age doesn't matter as long as you're with someone that makes you so comfortable that you can be yourself. Next, I'll talk about the male lead sister, the best friend. And, she's not very interesting. You don't get a lot of the female lead and her together, so you kind of just have to take it on face value that they're such close friends. Now, our female lead's mother, I could not handle having a mother like this. She's so overbearing and such a nag. If my mother was so concerned about status and family background and really marrying me off, I'd be stressed too. our female lead really needs to move out. Last, I will shout out to the ex-boyfriend of our female lead. You know, they're going through a really messy breakup at the beginning of these first 3 episodes. I've never disliked a character this intensely, this quickly. So the actor really needs to be commended for that. You know, he really plays the childish, sleazy guy really well. Okay, so let's move on to more of the practical workings of the show. Something about the camera work is gonna feel really off as soon as you put on the show. And I couldn't put my finger on what was so wrong about it until around like halfway through episode 2. And the best way I can describe it is like this. And you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about if you ever watched any anime. So in anime, if it's a cheap production, what they'll do is they'll have like one screenshot and there won't be any motion, there won't be any movement. Something in the Rain does this a lot. The director will set up his shot and then the camera does not move. There's no close-up of the character's face back and forth, and it's such a weird thing because you don't notice these subtle things in other shows, but you'll notice that it doesn't happen in this show. It really detracts from the acting and what's going on because the characters are too far away from the camera to even really get a sense of what they're doing, especially when you're left with, you know, those super interesting profiles or even backs of heads to watch as they're having a conversation. The camera work is just plain lazy. Okay, so let's move on to the music, and I loved the music. Now, Something in the Rain is similar to Radio Romance in that both shows play a lot of English music, but where in Radio Romance they featured very contemporary sounds that like are playing on the radio right now. Something in the Rain chooses songs that I haven't heard of, and they have a very, you know, like antique feel to them, and the emotion in the songs just really shines, and it really serves to enhance whatever emotion that they're trying to portray in that scene. There's one song in particular, like it's
sometimes it's hard to be a woman, given all your love.
And in some scenes they play it on a very sad moment and it hits you, and then other scenes the song will continue as, you know, like something romantic is happening, and then it also hits you. So that song in particular is extremely versatile. So, you know, to wrap this up, I'm probably gonna watch one more episode. I'm probably gonna watch episode 4 and then like practice my self-control and stop, because I already really love it. I love the relationship that's forming. It's really sweet and cute, and just it feels very genuine, and I love the chemistry between the characters. So, you know, I think I'm gonna want to binge this. So I'm stopping after one more episode, I swear. And then once the season has completed, I will revisit it and just probably binge all the way through. Have a good day, have a good night, bye. I nearly hiccuped myself when she grabbed his hand. This is why I love noona relationships. These women aren't afraid to make the first move.
아직은 그런 거 좀